Survival House Network.
And don't like the brags, I don't like the boast. They like hot butter on the breakfast toast. Watching flicks, talking chicks that like to motorboat. Can Riverman make it, yo, a check? Nope. So look at all these movies I got. Commenting like, should we watch them or not? And I know they just be acting for cash, but I still got one question to ask. Like, why'd he do that, do that, do that? If that was me, I'd be like, screw that, screw that, screw that. I'm an alpha, I'd eat through that, through that, through that. So why'd he do that, do that, do that?
All right, what's up, everybody? Zach and Aaron here again, returning with a BTM commentary. What's up? I'm fucking frustrated as shit, man. I mean, this is pretty much par for the course for BTM, us starting later than we wanted to. And this time, it had nothing to do with internet. Had nothing to do with any of that shit. It really wasn't even a faulty mic. What happened, Zach, was, and I thought it was once again some faulty wiring or whatever, which happens a lot. But no, I'm not talking shit on this. I had a friend over and it was awesome. He flew in from out of town, spent a long weekend over here, and we recorded a lot of music.
You fucked.
No, shut up. We recorded a lot of music and jammed and stuff, and it was great. But he fucked up with my fucking operation, man. So when I got off the horn with you and I looked at everything, not only were all the settings on my interface all fucked up, it wasn't even the right like XLR in, and it was a bunch of bullshit. So I spent the last 30 minutes tweaking shit, and luckily I'm one of those guys that takes pictures. When I find like a magic spot, I take a picture.
A fucking boomer, one of those guys.
I am one of those guys. Once it's a fucking sweet spot, yeah, because I don't want to dick around for 5 hours trying to listen to audio clips. But I don't know. But now everything feels off. Like everything feels off a little bit. And I had to like pull my fucking computer desk and my whole fucking setup out and shit. And it was literally a pain in my back. And
pain in my dick.
Yeah, I'm really frustrated, man. I feel like, when somebody moves something, it's like if you get a roommate or something like that. And it's like, if you live alone, you know exactly where everything usually is because it's right where you left it. And somebody comes around to fuck up and throw a little chaos into your day to day. And all of a sudden that shit isn't where you thought it was, or you can't count on something being certain places. And that's the way I feel right now. I feel like everything's uncomfortable. I don't even feel like I'm in my own home right now, but being a diva bitch, hopefully this is a good indicator. Maybe it's a good omen that the podcast itself will be good. Mm-hmm. But Zach and I this month and potentially February are going to be tackling requests. We're doing request exploitation. We did it to the last couple episodes, I believe, and this week's no different. We're doing Rush Hour 2.
Rush Hour 2, fucking amazing film. Yeah,
I kind of just want to jump into it since we're fucking starting about 40 minutes later than what we thought, man. We're busy people. I mean, Zach, you could talk about how busy you've been and the new stuff you got going on. I'm fucking busy as shit, man. I have to make time. I have to really like squeeze in little slots of time to get this stuff done because I'm doing stuff right before it and I got to do stuff right after it. So it's just really fucking frustrating.
Oh yeah.
It's not like we're teenagers, right? We got the days off. It's the summertime and we ain't got shit to do. Mm-hmm. It's like, whatever, we got all day. I don't got all day. So anyway, we're going to go and get started in 3, 2, 1, play.
Oh, hell yeah. See, I got all ready to watch fucking Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, Michael Bay movie. I got up, freshened up on the trivia, and then we start, and he's like, let's do this movie instead because it's shorter.
Well, no, they're not really. I'm not really prepared to do the Michael Bay TMNT right now because I'm already kind of in a shitty mood. And I'd rather do something that's kind of fun because that movie's not good. The Michael Bay Turtles, it's not very good.
Yeah, that's why we should have done it. It would have been funny.
Well, and we have I don't even know if it's like bad good.
Brett Ratner, he was actually going to direct the Michael Bay Turtles movie at one point. That's funny.
He probably got hashtag canceled, remember?
Oh yeah, fucking the Ratner, the radish himself. You fucking
you
eating that radish? It always tastes bad, baby. You gotta wash that shit.
But yeah, I don't know if I was prepared to take it because I don't think TMNT is a bad good. It's not the kind of movie that we can at least get some joy and kicks and jollies off talking about.
It's one of those movies you don't have to pay attention to, and you could just see it happening visually, and you'll know where you're at in the movie and know exactly what's going on, though.
it's kind of boring. I tried watching it. I literally fell asleep the first time. I'm like, what the fuck? It was just, it's very dull. It's very drab. Movies like that are really starting to bore me, where it's like they're 95% CGI. Well, that's all movies now. Even cityscapes, right? All these movies based in New York, it's all fucking CG. It's not even real, skyscrapers and shit.
Hell yeah.
And it's just to make him sad, man.
It's just fucking retarded.
You know what I watched? I watched a movie last night. Not a very great movie by any stretch, but it reminded me of that whole thing. Do you know that Bill Murray 1995 movie, Larger Than Life, with him and the elephant?
I've never seen it.
Okay.
I know of it, though.
So it's not a great movie, but the premise itself is awesome. Like, the premise on paper is like, fucking sign me up. Where do I invest?
Does he fuck an elephant in it?
No, but just think about it. The premise is Bill Murray, inherits an elephant from his dead father, who he turns out is a circus clown, his estranged father, and he has to get, said elephant from point A to point B across the country. So it's a road trip movie, essentially.
And he doesn't fuck it?
No, he doesn't fuck it.
That would have just made it better.
It's pretty, what's it called? Blueprint, right? By the end, he's kind of a grumpy guy, whatever. He doesn't want any part. He just has to get rid of this elephant.
But the elephant teaches him how to love?
Exactly. Kind of.
Hell yeah.
Like, I think by the end of the movie, he loves the elephant. And there's even a really...
Does he look at the elephant's huge fucking balls and cock?
Dude.
Does he grab it and fucking shine it and fucking spray his dad with it like in...
Well, the dad's dead from the get-go. You never meet the dad. He does check
he should have sprayed his dad with it like in Freddy Got Fingered.
He does check for the penis, though. No, but speaking of learning how to love, it's got a really shitty quote at the end of the movie that I guess it would kind of make sense if it was a real quote I've heard kicked around before. But I think they just made it up for this movie, and it makes it even more cringe. He goes, I think the last words of the movie, he's like, they say an elephant never forgets. Well, you never forget an elephant. Like, what the fuck quote is that?
Yeah, apparently elephants have really good memories or something.
Is that something people say? Is that like a real quote?
They say they never forget, I guess.
Is that a real thing? Have you heard that?
Yeah.
You have heard that?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, okay. So I was being unfair to the quotation then. Anyway, on premise, it's fun. Like, I would see that movie, sight unseen. Like, oh, what? That sounds like a whimsical, fun time. The movie itself is kind of stock. It's all right. I gave it like a 5 out of 10. It's not terrible. It's not bad. It's not great. But there's one scene in the movie, though, I was fucking laughing my ass off, though. There's like one particular scene. I'm like, man, if this movie just had one or two more of these moments, it would have been a lot higher. But it's all right. But anyway, I kept thinking to myself while I was watching this, I'm like, if this movie was made today, this elephant will be all CGI.
Oh, yeah.
But the whole thing is legit. They got a real elephant, and he's working with the elephant, and there was something to be said about that and stuff like that. I think if that movie was made today and it was a CGI elephant, it would have been like a fucking 2 out of 10. I think it gets points just for being like a real elephant, and that's kind of cool in itself to watch. But anyway, that's what we have a lot of these days. We're going to watch Michael Bay Turtles, where all the turtles are CGI, and the entire New York City that's surrounding them is all CGI, and probably the building that they're standing on is all CGI. I don't know.
Fuck yeah. Oh, I remember this scene. He sings that fucking Michael Jackson song. It's donk.
Yeah, doesn't he do this? See, this whole movie is sequelitis, which isn't a bad thing, and not for this movie. But I think they do the Michael Jackson thing in the first one, too. I know all these jokes are rehashed, and they're all repeated, right?
I guess they're just better in this movie, though.
They are. This one's the better one. But they just flip it, right? In the first one, Jackie Chan's the fish out of water in L.A., and in this one, Carter is the fish out of water, and he goes to Hong Kong. But they just kind of rehash all the same jokes, but they reverse them. Like, Jackie Chan's going to say the fucking, you understand the word that'll come out of my mouth? He does it in this, yeah?
Hell yeah.
Yeah, he's doing the off-the-wall track. Yeah, it's pretty funny. Chris Tucker is an interesting guy, man. He's a dude that just, I don't know, he just wanted to make enough money, and he said, fuck this, I'm out. I'm not going to pay my taxes. I'm going to live fat off the land.
He doesn't pay his taxes either?
Well, that was his whole thing. So he almost got Wesley sniped. Oh. And I guess the IRS gave him, so much days, right, to fucking pony up and pay all these back taxes he never paid on. And so he liquidated. He sold everything. He fucking downsized his house. He sold like 10 of his fucking cars. And then he came out of stand-up comedy retirement, and he literally called the tour paying back the IRS tour, or I don't want to go to keep me out of prison tour.
That's some shitty stuff. I always thought of like paying your taxes. Isn't that like what you do when you're patriotic? Like everybody's like, oh yeah, I'm a fucking patriot, bro. It's easy to be patriotic as long as all you're doing is fucking putting the flag up. Like I don't gotta do anything. That's dog.
We don't know if Chris Tucker had any flags in his yard. He might have had a few burning crosses. I'm just kidding. No, I like Chris Tucker, but I think what it is when you're like rich, you're in that 1%. I think maybe those people have a problem paying like 50% on what they make, right? They probably have a problem with how much they have to pay out of their fucking loot. But it is what it is, man. A lot of these guys just take shitty tax advice. They take shitty tax advice that they know is shitty, and they think they can write off that. Like, oh, somebody, but they all get busted.
You ever hear of that scam? There was this guy that like, he was like a church guy. And like he had this scam where like, you know what?
Which one? There's a lot of them.
Yeah, I don't know. I think his name was Kent Hovind. You know that guy?
Oh,
he was this guy. I think he was from Missouri. He was like, yeah, all you gotta do, really, the secret is whenever you sign your name, he had this weird thing where like, oh yeah, just sign your name in all capital letters, and then you don't gotta pay taxes. So like, he had like seminars where he was saying that to people, and then like he went to prison. It was funny.
People like that, they hear that from someone, it gets handed down, and they're like, they know that's fucking dumb.
Yeah.
And they're like, well, you know what? Someone said it. Ignorance is bliss. I'm going to choose to go with it. And if something ever comes back on me, I'll be like, well, I didn't know. I thought I was doing what I was told.
Exactly.
But it doesn't work like that. Now, Wesley Snipes, he must have not have had the capital to pay Uncle Sam, right? Because he probably hadn't been paying his taxes for probably since when he was in his prime, and he was making steady paychecks and good paychecks for the flicks he was in, right?
He was making White Man Can't Jump.
Well, even when he was making that Blade money, right? And then he hit a point in his career where he was making straight to DVD bullshit. He kind of went that, fucking route. And they came knocking on his door, and he's like, well, fuck, man, I ain't got that money anymore, man. I lost it all. I'm fucking a has-been now. And he couldn't pay, and he had to go to fucking prison. So, but Chris Tucker was able to avoid that. But he was one of those dudes where, he made a few movies prior to getting Rush Hour. Friday blew him up. But around Friday, he was in that movie Dead Presidents. He did Jackie Brown. He was still doing stuff. But then he landed the first movie, Rush Hour. It was a hit. And then I don't think he did anything from Rush Hour to Rush Hour 2. Rush Hour 2 was fucking really big. At the time, it was the highest grossing R-rated movie of all time at the time. And comedy.
The original was rated PG-13. It's weird if they went that way.
Oh. Wait, are they not R?
I don't think so.
Okay, well then it was the highest rated, maybe it was the highest grossing comedy of all time. Maybe I'm getting my shit backwards. Highest grossing comedy of all time at the point, because I think it ended up getting thwomped by Hangover 2 or something, right?
Mm-hmm.
And then that movie had the highest grossing R-rated for a little bit. But it seems like people don't hold these records very long. Hollywood keeps one-upping themselves by rehashing the same movie with sequels, and they keep breaking their own records. Like, do you guys feel like you guys are deserving these pats on the backs? Are you guys giving each other cookies for breaking your own records by doing the same thing?
Yeah.
But anyway, so he didn't do anything from Rush Hour 1 to 2, I don't think. 2 was a fucking mega hit. He didn't do shit because the gap from Rush Hour 2 to 3 was pretty hefty. What was it like? I don't know. What was it like? 8 years?
It was fucking forever.
I don't know how long. It probably feels longer. It probably wasn't that long, but it was a really long time. And he didn't do a damn thing from then. And he was just playing negotiations. And I remember Rush Hour 3 was held up because he was playing hardball, for the monetary purposes. And he was holding up the production because he was trying to get $20 million. He's like, I want $20 million. Actually, he might have got more than $20 million. He might have got something astronomical like $40 million. It was ridiculous. And I remember Jackie Chan was in the media criticizing him while still being respectful because they're friends. But he's like, Chris doesn't understand. He's still a baby star. He's still a baby star.
No, he understands. He doesn't get any other work.
Well,
you wouldn't understand, Jackie. You're like talented and shit.
No, I think this is no. I think he could have been. He could have been this guy during this period. He could have been taking a lot of jobs. He could have. Think about it. a guy like this comes out and they have a hit comedy movie. What happens? They come out with 10 fucking more comedy movies in the same year. Hollywood exploits the shit out of them. They become Seth Rogen or whatever. But I think he even said in certain interviews, he's like, nah, fucking man, he just sits on his money. He doesn't really want to work. Why would I want to fucking work? He's probably one of those guys like, my daddy worked till he died. Like, I don't want to work. This is the American dream. But I think he wanted something that was similar to Jackie Chan's payday, because Jackie Chan wasn't making as much, of course, but where he was getting his rewards was on the Asian market. He was getting a cut of like the Hong Kong and the China box office or something, to where it worked out to where he was making fucking banks, right? Because in China, he's a big fucking deal, and that's the second biggest movie market in the world. So that's where he was getting his money. And I guess Chris Tucker felt like, oh, I need a piece of that too. And maybe Jackie Chan felt like, I've been in this business for fucking like 50 years, bitch. Not 50 years, but.
Do you know that Jackie Chan got a plastic surgery when he first came to the U.S. to look more American?
Is this going to be a joke? Is there a punchline?
No, he got fucking plastic surgery on his eyes to look more American.
But he didn't do a very good job.
Yeah, I don't know. I've never seen him without it.
That seems like a rumor.
No, it's true.
Is it really true?
Mm-hmm.
What a disgrace to his fucking homeland. But on the same hand, America, go Patriots.
They probably told him, like, oh, yeah, you're not going to get fucking people, we can't watch this damn foreigner. This is America.
You know what's funny, though, is actually that's very, 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 very common in Asia. People really do get those surgeries. And I bet you if we have any Eastern listeners, I don't want to like ruffle any feathers and someone to call bullshit, but all I can say is what I experienced and from what people were telling me and when I saw when I spent a long time in China, I spent a lot of time in Japan, and that was the thing. There was this allure of looking Western, right?
Yeah, they're fans of our movies and shit. They're gonna look at these people and think like, oh yeah, that's beauty. Like I want to look like them.
Well, I mean, and to be fair though, Japan, they're all about their fucking culture, man. You know, they love it. But think about it. All these other countries in the world, even in places in Africa or India or even in Hispanic cultures, the people with the more fair skinned, those are seen as being quote unquote more beautiful. I mean, obviously that's a bullshit notion. But when you look at Telemundo or these Mexican TV networks and those telenovelas and shit and the movie stars, who are the ones that are the movie stars? The ones that look white, right? Because some Mexican people they look white, right? They look European. They have lighter hair. They have like Caucasian looking skin. They're the ones that have the predominant European Spaniard genes, right? They're the ones that can have blonde hair. You don't see the fucking no speakies as the stars of soap operas, right? That's the people that are laying bricks and shit.
I had blonde hair when I was a baby, and it turned black real quick.
Yeah, me too. I had snow white hair all the way up until I was probably 4 or 5. Snow white.
My genes were like, fuck that shit.
I had snow white hair, and then it became blonde, just kind of standard blonde. My mom called me her little German boy when I was like a little baby. And then now it's kind of settled. I don't think it's getting any darker than this, but I don't know if that keeps going. But I'd say I think I'm still considered dirty blonde. In the summertime when there's a lot of sun, it seems to lighten up. But more or less, you could call me light brown. But it's kind of somewhere in between there. But I've seen that. I think it'll keep good because I've seen guys when they get older, like in their 40s and their 50s, and they start, getting gray or whatever, and their shit don't look blonde anymore.
I'm excited to get gray. It's gonna be donk. That shit looks cool.
I plucked 4 gray hairs out of the side of my head, man. I always pride myself, like, man, I'll be 34 this year, and I've never had any gray hairs. And
don't they just come back more of them if you pluck them?
I think that's a myth.
I don't. I think they do.
Really? Do you really think that?
I've always heard it.
Oh, that doesn't mean it's fucking true, man. You hear a lot of shit.
Yeah.
Over and over again.
But yeah, I usually look shit up.
Yeah, but that ain't true, man. I had
prove me wrong.
Two snow white hairs, man, that cropped up on the top of my scalp 4 years ago. And they were right next to each other. They were just 1 and 2. And they were super white. And someone saw them and they plucked them out. They never came back.
Oh, they're there. You just don't see them.
I've actually wondered this. Now, when the occasional hair pops up, now if it's just due to age, I imagine you pluck it out, that hair grows back white. But what if it's like a stress hair? You know, people that go gray or white because of stress. What if it's a hair because of that? And if you pluck it out, will it grow back blonde or brown or whatever? You know what I mean? If it was caused by stress.
I don't know. I don't give a fuck. I shaved my head. You know what's cool about this movie, though?
What's that?
Fucking Jackie Chan, he's a donk. Like, he's nothing to fuck with. Jackie Chan ain't nothing to fuck with. It's like that Wu-Tang song. Like, I remember seeing footage of him fucking, like, there was a part from the first movie where a fucking big truck is backing up, and he's like, he runs up the fucking wall and then, like, flips up the top of it. And, like, that's at the end of the movie. There was a blooper where he fucking, like, he started running up the wall and just fell down, landing on his back. And then he had to get up real quick and keep going because they didn't set it up to stop because they're just used to him fucking never fucking up. And he just does his own stunts. And they're like, yeah, if he would have like got knocked out, that would have just rolled over him. And like, they didn't even think about it because it's fucking Jackie Chan. He's the donk shit.
No, and I think in the last couple of years, he's finally waned on doing all of his own stunts because he's just kind of getting old. But yeah, dude, the guy was the man about doing all his own stunts. My first introduction to Jackie Chan was Rumble in the Bronx, right? I've told the story of how I rented Mortal Kombat, the movie, right? From the rental places so many times to where it made no sense for my mom to keep renting it. Like she could have bought the VHS 5 times over.
Oh, yeah.
And we finally did buy a used copy. It was the same used copy I rented a million times. And it was New Line Cinema. And one of the trailers was Rumble in the Bronx. And Rumble in the Bronx, correct me if I'm wrong, was his first. Well, that was his crossover into America.
Hell yeah.
Because he had been around, Drunken Master, he had all these fucking movies in Hong Kong and all that shit years before. But Rumble in the Bronx was his crossover to America. And it even had all the overdubs, right? It took place in the Bronx, but it was all in Asian speaking and they overdubbed. And it had that like Fulci feel to it, right? Because it was still a movie they were making for the Asian audience. And that movie, dude, still that movie is a blast because it's just nothing but one giant stunt. Mm-hmm. The whole fucking thing. And he's going nuts in that flick. And we were talking about what you liked about this movie. I like about this movie is all the fucking hot ass bitches that are in it. You see, they were just getting the rub down a few minutes ago from all those ladies.
I fucked every bitch in this movie. I was on set when they made it. I was the casting couch.
You were the couch or you were the casting director?
I was the couch, so I got to fuck them too.
So
I was hiding inside the couch. I had my dick out of the hole. So
it was like a 3-way. So you were getting the casting director's dick.
Brett Ratner was watching me jack off in the couch.
But hey, you also mentioned when you said big truck, when you were talking about that scene earlier, it made me think of that old fucking band Cold Chamber. You remember them?
Yeah.
They had a song called Big Truck on their first album.
Okay.
So fucking stupid.
If my hands again and leave out.
That's Fuel, dude.
Oh yeah, it is. Fuck, they're all the same.
No. Cold Chamber was the song, the Loco. The Loco.
See, stupid shit. Maybe I don't remember. I just thought of fucking Fuel.
They were the epitome. They were the amalgam of everything that had added up at that point of pop culture with goth culture, right? Because they had like the shit through their noses. They had like the red braids. They had the makeup. They were wearing fishnet shirts. Mm-hmm. They look like and they came out, that first album came out in 97. So that was like on the cusp. I don't think it was quite, Marilyn Manson had been out, but they looked they looked like Hot Topic, what Hot Topic became in like 1999 on fucking crack. And I remember my dad, he had went across the city to go see Megadeth at the time. I know, where's Mac for a joke? That's where I get it. Anyway, but Cold Chamber, this is in 97, Cold Chamber opened for him and he came back. Like I saw these fucking rejects open for him and he was talking about it, because at the time that you kind of look like a freak if you look like that.
Hell yeah.
But yeah, they had a song called Big Truck and it's fucking really stupid. Anyway.
Did the big truck have truck nuts on it? That'd be fucking even like lamer. That'd be more redneck.
This whole fight scene's fucking hilarious.
Oh yeah.
It's endlessly entertaining. It really is.
I remember watching this wondering like when are their fucking balls gonna plop out so I could fucking just lick the shit out of them.
I used to be super satisfied with the Mortal Kombat, like the action of that movie. And then I started watching Jackie Chan's movies and stuff. And I'm like, the choreography in Mortal Kombat, the movie, is absolute ass. It is.
Yeah. Are you noticing that he's wearing shorts? It's not just a fucking robe. There's actual shorts on him.
Yeah. To keep his dick from coming out. Yeah, I never really noticed that. You're right.
Fuck yeah.
It makes sense. You were clearly looking for that cock.
Exactly.
You were very disappointed. He looks like he's taking it in the ass right now. Connor!
Hell yeah. That's what he looks like. I know. I was on the couch, remember?
Dude, it would have been so much fun putting this fucking scene together. Or a headache, I don't know. Because it's like Jackie Chan probably does it in his sleep. Probably all these stunt guys, too, that they're fighting. You know, because you know all these guys are stunt guys, right? These villains, these little goons. But fucking Carter ain't used to that shit. We got to talking about that, though, but he stopped working after he got his paycheck. He didn't do anything after Rush Hour 3. What did he do after Rush Hour 3? And Rush Hour 3 was kind of a disappointment compared to 2. It didn't do nearly as much money, and it wasn't as good of a flick. But he cashed his jumbo-ass paycheck. He didn't give a fuck. And he didn't do any other movies until all that bullshit with the IRS happened. Then he did like a cameo in that fucking Silver Linings Playbook movie, that David O. Russell movie. And, he started doing a couple things here and there. I think he even has like a Netflix special. But he wasn't doing shit, man, for the longest time. Hey, it's the Hammer from Ghostbusters 2.
Hell yeah. Did you fuck him?
He burned the Scolari brothers, man. I'd fuck him over for,
Fuck him over a seat? A Harley seat? I picture you fucking him over the seat of a Harley, and I just got a boner.
Have you heard that joke? There's a Catholic priest and a rabbi walking down the street, and they see a 10-year-old boy. The Catholic priest says, hey, you want to fuck that kid? And the rabbi says, out of what?
Hell yeah.
That's a good joke, right?
I would have just said yes.
But that's the joke, right? They both want to fuck him for different reasons.
Yeah, exactly.
And we were talking about the eye thing. It's weird. It's weird to me, but I think they hold prejudice against people even in countries like Africa and India and stuff like that. If you're darker, you're seen as lesser. I know it's like that in the Philippines, because the Philippines had so much DNA going on with them because they were under so much occupancy over the years, from Spain to the U.S. So there's people that look more like native, like the native people there, the ones that look like they're 4 foot tall, they're really, really dark, and they got the features I'm talking about, right? They got round noses, round faces. I feel from the people I've met. And the Filipino people I've talked to and befriended, they have talked about how they're stigmatized, right? But then in the Philippines, they have people that have more of that like Chinese DNA or even the Western DNA. And once again, they're more fair skinned. Their hair is a little bit more varied in color. And it's just those are the people that are going to be in their TV shows and hosting their news programs and shit. And the ones that are more native to the land, they're going to be fucking cleaning your hotel rooms and showing up in bang bus videos, being prostitutes or something, right?
Fucked up. Is that Mr. Feeney?
No, that's the Hammer from Ghostbusters 2. Burned at the stake, the judge.
Oh yeah.
But he is rocking the fucking Feeney, isn't he? Mr. Feeney's on Cameo, motherfucker.
Hell yeah.
I went down the rabbit hole of looking up Cameo and looking up all the people because it's actually a lot of fun watching all the videos that they leave for people because they just kind of leave them public. And Mr. Feeney, God bless his soul, he's really old and he just kind of sits in a chair and you could tell like his daughter or his wife is helping him doing them. And
see, I would recommend like, hey, Mr. Feeney, I'll give you $80 if you say my name as you're dying of old age. Can you do this? Can you make this happen?
Or just give me a performance like you are dying. And all his cameos are like little bits of him passing away on his deathbed.
Speaking of Mr. Feeney, though, go ahead.
No, I was just going to say, on the flips, there's no rules set on like how much you can charge whatever you want to charge, but there's no rules set on how long you have to make your videos for, right? For your fans. Like, okay, well, how much am I going to give them for their money? I've heard about, I listen to Artie Lang's podcast. That's actually where I heard that fucking rabbi Catholic joke. But anyway, he's like, he charges a set dollar amount and he makes fun of it all the time. Like, I'm such a fucking whore. And he's like, it's ridiculous. He's like, I never would have been doing this fucking 10 years ago on the Howard Stern show. Look at me now. But anyway, he says, but I like to give people, I want to at least talk and leave at least a couple of minutes worth, because these people are paying hard money. Mr. Feeney, dude, his videos are like 20 seconds. Like, he's so fucking old. I'm like, dude, I'm not paying Mr. Feeney for a 20, 30 second. What's his name? Will Friedle, though? Dude, he fucking eats that shit up, man. Of course, he's doing all the quotes. What? Life's tough. Get a helmet. He's like really amped up in all his videos. His videos are they're not long at all either. He's like these guys doing like 30 seconds videos, but they're a pleasure. Anyway.
I would ask Ari Lane to close his mouth real tight and blow real hard and see if he can blow his nose up so that looks normal. That'd be donk. But yeah, speaking of Mr. Feeney, I was like, for no reason, I was on fucking Disney Plus last night, and I was just like, you know what I want to watch? I just had it fucking, just out of nowhere, I want to watch My Date with the President's Daughter. Will Friedle, fucking classic. And I look it up, and it's not there. Fuck you, Disney Plus. How dare you? Like, all I want is to watch My Date with the President's Daughter at 2:35 a.m. in the morning, and you can't give me that. And then that got me down a rabbit hole. Like, they need to make a sequel where Will Friedle is fucking the shit out of Ivanka Trump while I watch and fucking fuck her dad pretending it's Ivanka Trump.
Remember when he did this movie with Jennifer Love Hewitt, The Trojan Wars, where it was about him losing his virginity? I don't know if it was like prom night or what, and he had no condoms, and she would only fuck him if he had a condom. So the whole movie is about him trying to track down a condom, and of course everything goes wrong, and he almost misses the prom.
Yeah, sounds fucking amazing. I just fucking go to a hospital, steal a rubber glove, and just rip off one of the fingers.
Or just go to a party store and get a balloon.
Yeah.
That the kids don't do that, please.
Exactly. That'd be tight AF.
You know what movie wasn't on Disney Plus and I was real disappointed? Okay, you're so overwhelmed by stuff, you just think, oh, because you look at, okay, is that on here? Yeah, that's on here. Oh my God, this is on here. There's so much on there that you almost forget to look for shit that's not on there. So I wanted to watch Angels in the Outfield, not on there. The Tony Danza Angels in the Outfield. There's an original. I don't even know if that's on there, but I think a black and white one. But the one that we grew up with is not on there. I'm like, why?
That was on fucking YouTube forever.
I'm dying to watch Angels in the Outfield. Another movie that isn't on there, which, by the way, all its fucking sequels are on there. Air Bud is not on there.
Air Bud classic.
Well, the Air Bud movies are not on there, but all the Buddies movies are. My bad.
Yeah, those are fucking, no one cares about those.
I don't understand. Like, why are the Air Bud movies not on there, but all the Spooky Buddies and all the fucking Buddies movies? I mean, Corey G's gonna be happy.
Because the fucking, those cost $1 and a Pop-Tart to make, those Buddies movies.
It's they don't have to pay for these movies, though. They own all these movies. Like, why are they holding out?
Max Keeble's Big Move is on there. Not. See, you click on some of these movies and it just says, hey, this will be here later this year.
Well, you know what, though? I'd almost rather that. I'd rather find Angels in the Outfield and it give me a date or something. I'm like, okay, well, they didn't forget about it, right?
Why the fuck did I just think of Max Keeble's Big Move?
What is that? What is that movie?
That movie came out like 2001. I saw it in the theater. Nobody talks about that fucking movie.
I don't remember it. What is it? Who was in it?
It was that fucking kid from fucking Home Alone 3, and he played like, oh, this is his first day of junior high and shit.
Alex D. Linz?
Yeah.
I don't know why I remember his name.
Because you wanted to fuck him, just like me.
I remember.
This scene always made me laugh. I'll be right back. Don't move. Okay. And then he just fucking drives off.
I used to get, and I don't know where it came from. I mean, I hope I'm not confusing it for. Do you remember Time for Kids? Did you guys get that magazine in your school?
Well, since you talked over my favorite part, I'm not gonna answer. No, I don't. Time for Kids. What's that?
Okay, so when I was in elementary school, I know I'm a few years older. We used to get this publication handed out to us for free. I think like on Fridays, and it was Time for Kids.
Yeah, the little fucking like 2-page thing, like fucking.
Yeah, 2 or 3 page thing, and it was Time magazine for kids.
I remember that. Yeah.
Yeah, and it would be like there'd always be like a little short article or column on the hottest sports star of the time, like Frank Thomas or fucking Deion Sanders, and then. It'd be like, I remember one of the covers had Coolio on it, and all the kids just had to have it. Like, give me that one. I want the Coolio.
Coolio.
Yeah, Coolio was popular for like a year. So stuff like that. So I don't want to confuse it for that, because I think I used to also get a separate publication in the mail, like a Fox Kids, like mail out, like a Fox Kids magazine. Mm-hmm. And I remember getting Fox Kids magazine, and it had like little articles about like fucking Eek the Cat and Bobby's World and all this bullshit. But I remember when Home Alone 3 was hitting the theaters, and there was like an interview with Alex D. Linz, and I just remember the screenshots, and I'll never, his name is fucking burned into my brain because he was so pretentious, even at like 5 years old, to have his initial. I'm Alex D. Linz. Like, who the fuck are you?
This chick's fucking cleavage. I just want to shoot my nuts all over them.
This chick is a 10. I mean, she's an 11. She's so hot, man.
20.
And
20.
yeah, she's fucking banging, as Michael Jackson would say in that Chris Tucker "You Rock My World" video.
She's banging.
She is banging. She look good. So he says. She kind of looks like a hotter version of Kitana, Talisa Soto in the Mortal Kombat movie. She should have played Kitana. She was in another movie, and I can't fucking remember what it was. You know what movie she's in? I think.
What?
I think she's the love interest in that really, 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 really shitty early rock movie, The Game Plan.
Never saw it.
Yeah, I watched it on Disney Plus for some reason. It's fucking ass, man. I don't know how he kept, his trajectory was going up after that point because he made a shitty Disney movie.
What was that fucking terrible movie he made from the guy that did Donnie Darko that became like a meme and everybody's like, what a fucking piece of shit.
The Rock?
Yeah. Southland Tales or whatever.
Oh, yeah. What was the meme on it? I never saw that movie, by the way.
It was just a meme of how shitty it was, I guess. And
I never saw it.
Everybody thought like, oh yeah, Donnie Darko, amazing film. This guy's going to go on to make great things. I always thought Donnie Darko was just fucking like mediocre at best.
I've never sat and watched it.
It's mediocre at best. But yeah, like everybody was like, fucking brilliant. Darko. I guess in the UK, everybody was just like, oh God, Darko. Like it was a big fucking deal. And like he makes another movie with Southland Tales. They're like, fuck him. He's a hack.
One trick pony. Stifler's in that movie, for fuck's sake.
Exactly.
Donnie Darko, you know what its fan base and its sort of legs that it's had it reminds me of The Crow, right? Because The Crow is very similar.
The Crow's a better movie.
But I don't think The Crow, I never seen Donnie Darko, so I can't really put my say on that. But I don't think The Crow's amazing.
I think it's amazing. It's pretty decent though, I'd say. I
think it's okay. I've always wanted to go back and revisit. I've watched it twice. But I always want to go back to it, kind of like Blade Runner, and be like, maybe I'll get it a little more this time. But I don't think it's a great flick. It's whatever. It's not a terrible flick. But anyway, it reminds me of that, where I think the fans of The Crow, like they always show up. You go to conventions and shit, and someone's always dressing up as The Crow. And I don't quite think it's a movie that's good enough that, justifies the legacy. But I think Donnie Darko is like that too. And I see people that are just all about Donnie Darko and that fucking rabbit and all that shit. That stuff will just kind of keep persisting on through time.
Darko.
Was that on the South Park Satan's birthday bash episode? Right? Remember that episode?
When he dresses up like the Crow.
No, Britney Spears, and he said, "No, we can't. Nobody comes as the Crow. Nobody comes as the Crow because everybody shows up as the fucking Crow." And what's funny though is it's like art imitating life, imitating art, imitating life. But what's funny is Edward Furlong as the Crow looks like all these fucking C-grade fucking suburbanites who dress up as the Crow for Halloween, doesn't he?
Oh yeah, I think that's what it was. He just showed up at a con dressed as the Crow. Somebody secretly filmed it and made a movie out of it. Like that one movie, the one where they made the movie with the iPhones in Disneyland.
What?
Yeah, there was some movie a couple years ago where they made it completely guerrilla style with iPhones, and they shot it in Disneyland without any permits and shit. And I remember when it was coming out, I was like, this sounds like bullshit. This sounds like marketing bullshit. How are they going to show people walking around, a bunch of pedestrians? They'd have to censor their face. So I never got it. I don't know if it's true or not.
Well, I think now I remember the flick. I don't even know if it was 2 years ago or not, but I think it had gotten some kind of buzz, maybe some awards. I don't know. I think it sounds like a gimmicky thing. There's no way they filmed there. How do they film there? Okay, forget the fact that they got a bunch of people unsolicited on film. What about all the IPs that are all around them? Right? I mean, there's no way.
Yeah, I don't know.
But, yeah, anyway. Yeah, that chick, though, she was in The Game Plan. That movie's really shitty.
Game Plan.
That movie is shitty. It reminds me of Disney went through this weird period of making absolute just fluff. Like, these movies that were tailor-made for the Disney Channel, but they were somehow getting theatrical releases. But does The Pacifier not seem like a Disney Channel movie?
Hell yeah.
Yeah, it does. It's like this is, you kind of expect this out of that.
You remember what the whole reason of that movie was? You remember what they were going, breaking into the Vin Diesel house that he was babysitting to steal was?
I don't remember.
A DVD of the movie Ghost.
Why?
No, I'm joking. That was fucking, they were trying to steal some kind of prototype thing. It was some kind of security device that was codenamed Ghost. But yeah, they sneak in and accidentally steal a disc that says Ghost on it. They put it in and it's just Patrick Swayze's Ghost.
But yeah, that movie and game plan and shit like that was a product of Disney at the time. This is pre-Star Wars buyout, pre-Marvel buyout. So now they're a different animal, obviously. But there was a time, the 90s, they had a lot of really good family live action movies. Then they kind of went through that weird shitty phase that I was talking about in the early 2000s, like the first 5 years of the naughties, as they call them. And yeah, they just ain't very good. Yeah, everybody wanted to cash in on that fucking formula of kindergarten cop. Let's take an unlikely, protagonist and throw him in a situation that's, not as it would normally be.
Yeah, a grown adult and watch him fuck a bunch of kids in a school.
Yeah. Oh, the irony. Let's throw Mr. Universe, the Terminator, in as a kindergarten teacher.
See, they need to make a Kindergarten Cop movie sequel, like part 3, where it is a pedophile that it's fucking watching the kids.
I like how you actually acknowledged part 2.
I almost did it. Like, I thought of it while I was saying.
You should have said part 2, and that would have opened me up to correct you, and you would have been like, I know what I said. Yeah. And you could have...
They should have actually, if they did that with Dolph Lundgren in part 2, I would have watched it.
Because he would have made Bill Bellamy the pedophile? Because Bill Bellamy is co-star in that. Fucking Bill Bellamy.
Bill fucking Bellamy. He played the voice of Cousin Skeeter.
Yeah. What movie did I watch with fucking... Who was the human in Cousin Skeeter? With the weird green eye? You know that black kid?
Yeah, he's on the fucking, the remake of House of Wax.
Yeah, I watched him in another movie just a couple days ago. What movie was it? It was a serious movie. Oh, Coach Carter.
Coach Carter.
He played Coach Carter's son who joined the basketball team. Coach Carter. Okay, that's another movie that's following a formula. Let me finish the first formula thing with the kindergarten cop formula. That was Vin Diesel was doing that with the Pacifier. Oh, let's take big tough Fast and Furious guy and let's make him a babysitter. Ha ha ha. Jackie Chan even did it. He's in that fucking movie Spy Next Door, which is fucking trash personified. But yeah, what were we just talking about? What's the fucking movie we just brought up? Oh, Coach Carter. Coach Carter, you ever seen that?
No.
Okay. Not a bad movie. It's like a 6, it gets the job done, but we've seen that movie a million times before, right? He's the guy that gets a job at a troubled high school, right? With these inner city kids that could go in many different paths, right? They could go into gang violence, they could do all this shit, but he comes and changes them. He shows them, usually it's done with like Stand and Deliver or Dangerous Minds or Lean on Me. But this is actually done, but he's like a basketball coach. So he's not a teacher, but it's the same fucking principles. Exactly the same. So it's all right. It was an early Channing Tatum role too. But
would you Channing his Tatum?
No, I heard he had to Channing a lot of Tatums to get in Hollywood. I heard he was one of those guys that had to suck a lot of dicks.
I was there. I was the couch in this movie. I fucking know things.
I mean, I don't fucking know, but you hear things. Same thing with Tom Hardy. I've heard that about Tom Hardy.
I know he's got a fucking delicious tongue too. It knows the tricks.
Are you doing your best Cosby impression? He's got the tongue.
No, but I just sound like that whenever I'm talking about fucking people against their will.
But anyway.
Speaking of Cousin Skeeter, though, remember the chick from Cousin Skeeter?
I don't.
She got hot AF, though.
I don't know who you're talking about. Should I look her up?
Megan Good.
You even know her name. See, I
had a crush on her when I was a kid. I don't know why, because like I look at her now as a kid when I had a crush on her, and it's like, she's not that hot. I mean, she's a kid, and I can't say she's hot even if I thought that. But yeah, I don't know why I thought she was hot then. But she hot now.
Let me see. Well, like I said, I'm a few years older than you, so I remember Cousin Skeeter, but when that show was on the air, I was like in 8th, 9th, 10th grade, right? So I wasn't watching that bullshit. Megan Good, cousin Skeeter. Was she the like a sister, or what was she?
She had like braces back then, I think. Something like that.
Okay, I don't know. But anyway, if you watch Coach Carter, it's like a who's who of who was in movies around 2005, right? It's got cousin fucking Skeeter dude in there. It's got the weird guy from Old School in there. You know when you get those ensemble casts of guys that are just in all. It's like when we're talking about fucking what's that damn movie we just watched? Hellraiser in Space, Event Horizon. You watch Event Horizon and it's instantly dated, not just by the CGI graphics, but by the people that are in it. Mm-hmm. It's like, oh, it's that guy that was in Something About Mary and he never was anything else again, or it's that guy that was in that. This movie's like that too. It's all right, it gets the job done, but it's been done before and it's been done better. So I don't know. I can't say I'd recommend it.
I already forgot what we were talking about.
Coach Carter. It's got Sam Jackson playing Sam Jackson. Damn, look at her, man.
She got a butt. That's a butt.
She has a butt. Oh, but she's gorgeous, man. I don't know. Why they...
You want me to tell her what her pussy feels like? I was there on the couch. It's nice and snug and warm.
There's no way that she hasn't been fucked a million times in her life, dude. There's no way it's snug.
It was amazing. It was fucking magical.
You don't walk around with that.
I calmed unicorns and fucking rainbows.
You don't trot around this globe with God's gift of looking that good and not taking advantage and getting plowed every fucking other day of your life.
She saved herself for me. I was her dream guy.
Yeah, tell me about it. What'd you make her do?
Oh, just the basics.
What are the basics?
Just fucking sit on the couch until I come.
So what? She's sitting next to you, you're just jerking off?
No, I was in the couch and my dick was coming up through the hole in it.
You know, if you're a couch, though, you're getting everybody's farts because everybody farts into a couch because you can't hear it, you know? Everybody kind of just lets those silent ones into a couch. Everybody does.
I'm into that shit.
Yeah? You're into it? You're Chuck Berry?
Hell yeah. He learned everything he knows from me.
What? I love that. We gotta do a commentary on the Chuck Berry sex tape.
I would come.
Be better than that fucking Fred Durst video you made me watch.
Oh, that was amazing.
Did at the end of the Fred Durst video, didn't he like do the ultimate bro douche move and turn the camera around on his face and give like a thumbs up or like a hang 10? Hey!
He did something fucking cringy.
Like, what are you doing, man? You're awfully boastful over that.
He's Fred Durst, though. He's doing something cringy just by existing.
I mean, he had like a 4-inch cock. I'm like, I don't know what he's doing, a hang 10 symbol. Look at that.
Oh, it was amazing cock.
Show me that again. Show me that again. Oh, let me see that again. I didn't get a look at that. Yeah, dude, she's hot. Hey, so I noticed Mac is back in one of our little group chats. So at some point, Mac came back around, huh? Because last time we were on a podcast, you know, we were talking about how Mac was distancing himself, but he's back.
Me and Mac fucked and made up.
Yeah, who is the top?
I'm always the top.
That makes sense. Do you guys? So when you guys get over shit or he gets over stuff and he just kind of assimilates back into the group, does anybody ever like say, "Hey, I'm sorry about that," or just time goes by and he just water under the bridge?
I said I was sorry the day it fucking happened.
Okay, and he just needed some time after that.
Yeah.
So you said sorry in private, like you texted him?
Oh yeah.
That's sweet. That's adorable.
It is adorable.
That's good. We got to do a stream real soon.
When we make the Mac and Zach movie, we have to have like a fucking falling out little arc, and it has to only last like 5 minutes. Like the fucking, like similar to like fucking Dumb and Dumber, where he just walks down the road a little bit and then they make up.
Yeah.
And they make up because they bond over the fact that he did something stupid.
Yeah, I could see how you guys could easily just make a Dumb and Dumber movie.
Oh yeah.
Maybe that's all Mac and Zach would be.
Fuck yes.
I mean, we could just rip it off and we can make it a road movie, right?
Hell yeah.
But let me see, what would the Mac and Zach road movie be about? I mean, I know we've talked about a Mac and Zach movie and the plots behind it and Pauly Shore being like a drug method dealer or something. But how do you turn that into a road movie? Well, then it becomes Jay and Silent Bob too, right? Because isn't that essentially a road movie?
Hell yeah, I watched that new movie.
Yeah, I read your Letterboxd kind of summary and you're like, it's all right.
Yeah, it's a fucking mediocre until it was just kind of in the middle. But then like towards the end, like I don't know, I walked out of it being like, you know what, I enjoyed it. I had fun. It was enough. There was enough laughs to go around. But it's nothing that's gonna
stack it up against the first Jay and Silent Bob, because I really don't think you just described the first Jay and Silent Bob to me, right? It's just kind of, it's totally watchable. I don't really think any of Jay and Silent Bob, the first one, is like really funny or anything. It's just watchable and it's good enough, I guess.
I like the first one. It's donk.
Is it better?
Probably.
So did you catch this in a theater or did you like download it?
I downloaded it. It's out now.
Okay. Is it going to stream anywhere? I saw Midsummer's streaming on Prime. I knew it would be. So
the fuck you waiting for then?
I just saw it last night and I was, already committed to watching Life Force.
Now I'm just on the rabbit hole. I'm looking at Google images of Megan Good. And I'm just like, yeah, I would Megan her good.
More like Megan Fine, right?
Megan her good. I like
so I do want to watch it. I think it's just the director's cut on there. I didn't see the other one. It was like a director's cut. It was fucking long as shit. And I'm like, well, I don't have time to watch this tonight. The Midsummer. But I'll watch it. And I watched Life Force. I've had Life Force for a while and I've actually never watched it. So I finally sat down and checked that out.
What'd you think?
I'll take you through my little review here. I feel like it wasn't polished. I like on paper, right? If you were to pitch me that movie, vampires in space and stuff like that, it sounds like it could be cool. I don't think the execution was super polished. I don't think it was terrible. I think the effects in it, the practical effects, they almost look like Return of the Living Dead effects, like Tarman effects. They're mixed with some Ghostbuster fucking shit, like with the electricity that's in that movie. But that elevated the movie. I think I actually gave it a 7. I think I was being kind to it. I don't know if it deserves a 7, but maybe I was just really feeling the effects. But yeah, it's an okay movie. It's not a great movie or anything, but maybe I'll go back and watch it again. I watched the director's cut, so I don't know what kind of difference that made. So the reason why I gave it a 7, at least at the time, was the special effects were really fucking cool. I enjoyed all that. And you had the main witch chick naked throughout the whole movie, and she was hot as fuck.
Matilda May.
She's gorgeous. And she was naked the whole fucking time. And I'm like, man, this is just, I know it's shallow of me, but this is solidifying at least a 7.
She's a bub.
But it did drag in places, obviously. I watched the director's cut, but I think the director's cut was only like 12 minutes longer than the original.
She's the only thing I remember from the movie. It's been a while. I remember being in the middle with the movie.
It drags in places, and it goes kind of where you don't think it's going to go. I kind of thought it was all going to be in space, to be honest with you, but it really wasn't. It's like about a space vampire that drains the energy of people. They don't act, but yet they were the cause, and they turn people into zombies. It's like, why aren't they turning into vampires? Because the last act of the movie is like all these zombies in the streets, right? Mm. And so I don't really know what the logic behind what the creature was kind of weird to me, and that's fine if it's their own little thing that they were just sort of comparing to vampires, but they actually kind of acknowledged, right, that yeah, they are the reason. They visited Earth once before, and they're the reason for the vampires we have in our lore. Okay, but all right, I'll just kind of let it go. Visually, it's cool. The atmosphere is cool. It's a little sluggish. I think it has more good things going for it than bad things. Maybe that's the best way to sum it up, but it's not perfect. It's not polished.
Hell yeah. I watched a movie that I really liked recently, Parasite.
The remake, everybody's like, I've never seen...
That's not a remake.
Is it not a remake?
No.
Are you sure?
Nope.
Let me see. Hold on.
It basically does what the Joker movie was doing, but like that's the whole movie. I really liked it, baby.
Let me see. Mm-hmm. It's like a Korean version of the Joker, though.
Just about like, poor people, rich people, and yeah, it was good. I likes it.
Okay, my bad. I had read some articles. I had heard the term remake or adapted like being thrown around. So no, what I was talking about, my bad, my mistake. The movie's original, but HBO's adapting it into an American series, limited series by, Adam McKay, which is he the fucking guy that directs Anchorman?
I don't fucking know. They shouldn't do anything to it, though.
Yeah. Adam McKay's the Talladega Nights, Ricky Bobby, Anchorman guy. That fucking guy. So, yeah,
that sounds like a terrible idea.
Yeah, it sounds like a terrible idea. But yeah, so did you feel bogged down by subtitles, or was it one of those movies where you just really got immersed into it? You didn't?
Subtitles never bother me. There's like every once in a while I go through phases where I exclusively watch a bunch of like foreign movies. Hey, look,
this has Ernie. That's Kino from Turtles 2.
Oh, I would fuck him.
And Surf Ninjas, dude. That's him. Moto Surf.
He still looks good. I would still fuck him. I was there on the couch
when he got that job. See, Ernie Reyes Jr., he's an example of he's a Filipino actor. He looks like one of the, more traditional Filipino people, right? But he's got big ears.
Oh, yes.
This Chinese girl's cute. But hey, look, this is an example of, they cast whatever Asians they can in a movie that's based in China. But Ernie Reyes Jr. clearly looks Filipino. He looks nothing. Dude, I'm looking at Filipino people, Japanese people, Korean people. You know what I mean? They just kind of say whatever.
I would never notice a difference. I don't know enough people. You asked me Ernie Reyes Jr. and said, what race is he? I'd be like, I don't fucking know.
Oh. Dude, I think the Chinese girl, the bad girl, like, she's kind of cute.
Fuck yeah. I fucked her too.
I'd like her and the Latina chick together.
I watched something else. I'm trying to remember what it was.
Oh, you know what? Think about it. What I was going to say was, on the topic of foreign flicks, no, I don't mind subtitles either. It's just a thing that I have to be in the mood for them. Sometimes I'm like, if I've only got a couple hours to stay up, I feel like, well, I'm going to have to really pay attention, because with subtitles, you can't blink. You can't look away for a second. It's not like throwing in Wayne's World and you can look away and look, for a 2 seconds, because you can hear it too. So I just have to be in the mood for it. But like I said, a couple months ago, I put about 60, 70 hours in that Yakuza 0 game, which the whole thing was fucking subtitles. So I got really used to it. So now I'm in subtitle mode right now.
Mm-hmm.
And I got really conditioned for it. But yeah, what else you watched?
I watched I never saw one of the Mission Impossible movies until recently. I watched the first one.
With Emilio Estevez for 2 seconds.
Oh yeah. You should have been in more of it.
What'd you think of that movie?
It was okay. It was. I gave it like 5 out of 10.
Yeah, those movies never grab me, and I hear the second ones.
I hear they get better though.
I hear the second one's absolute ass though. Everybody says the second one's the worst.
The John Woo one? That's John Woo.
Yeah, this is the John Woo one, and it's even got doves on the fucking poster.
He directed fucking one of the greatest movies ever made though, Face Off.
Yeah, and Hard Boiled and stuff.
Never seen that one.
But so yeah, he did the second one, but supposedly everybody says it's the shittiest one. But that's the one that has Limp Bizkit. Take a look around, right? They do the theme song.
Yeah, it's gotta be fucking 90s AF though. That's gonna be fun to watch, I think.
I've seen the intro. The intro is full of like crazy fire and doves, and they're playing the dong da 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 dong 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 da dong da.
Yeah, I'm planning on watching them all.
It's the whole intro is totally Limp Bizkit-fied, and of course Metallica had the lead single, right? That hey hey hey, fucking song.
Yeah, isn't it fucking crazy? I remember being a kid. Fucking, there was this kid named Blaze, not Blaze Dead, homie. He was fucking donker than this Blaze. But yeah, this kid named Blaze, I was in like 1st or 2nd grade. I think it was 1st grade, and he was all into fucking Metallica. He was into like metal. He's like, yeah, Limp Bizkit's cool, man. You guys hear that new Metallica song though? It's fucking great. I remember Blaze because he used to fucking openly eat his boogers in like class. So anytime you talk about Metallica, I think you eat your boogers, basically.
You're summing up the average Metallica fan.
But yeah, I thought he only ate his boogers, but I remember one time I heard from people like, oh, I've seen him put his fucking pencil, like the eraser part, into his ears, pull it out, see like fucking like a big thing of like fucking wax on there, and pop that into his mouth. And I never believed it until I saw him do it one day.
Never mind you the fact that he was 5 years old. It has to be because he was a Metallica fan.
Yeah, we were in first grade, so whatever age that would be.
I hate to say it, man, but the fact that this kid's name was Blaze and he was a few years old and he was doing all this trailer trash shit, thinks he was probably trailer trash. He probably had some dad that had a weird, shitty, uneven faux hawk, that was really overweight, and he was probably some like shorter. I don't know. He can't have came from class. Blaze, I don't know.
Although he was like fucking, he was an extra class where I come from. I had a rat tail. I was so fucking low class.
Dude, we had this one kid. It reminds me of that. I remember being in the 4th grade, and we had this one kid in my homeroom. I didn't have any other classes with him, but his name was AJ. And this is in 1997, I remember. So this is the year of Hanson, right?
Hell yeah, Bob.
Yeah, by the way, if anybody doesn't listen to the show on the regular, Zach was obsessed with the first Hanson CD. And it's what made him want to play guitar, he told me. That's true. I'm not making that up. It sounds like a zing, but it ain't. Right?
I don't think they want to play guitar.
I thought you said they did.
Blink-182 was that band.
Well, what was the Hanson influence then? There was something. Tell me about Hanson.
I don't fucking know.
But you really liked it.
Mag and me sing Hanson songs sometimes, occasionally on our podcast.
You had the albums when they were hot.
I had that one album.
Well, that's when they were hot.
The Yellow album.
That's when they were hot.
Which, fun fact, if you remember back whenever we put out the fucking It Follows commentary, I mentioned that the girl in that movie looked like Taylor Hanson. And then originally the thumbnail of that was made to look like the Middle of Nowhere fucking album cover. But Aaron fucking just deleted it, and it's not there anymore. I figured because he probably didn't get it. Fuck boy.
Are you sure I deleted it?
It's not there anymore.
That doesn't sound like me. I don't just delete shit.
I don't know. I always figured you did because it was gone.
I don't fucking delete shit. Speaking of deleting shit, man, we have a Mendoza. We'll read some comments here in a bit. Mendoza was venting on the comments, and I was going back and forth with him, but I guess he kept trying to post some comments and they kept getting deleted.
I saw that. I noticed every once in a while somebody will post a comment that gets fucking, for whatever reason, it doesn't go up. It goes to like a likely spam thing. And then, because when he put that, I went and looked to see, and there was a couple in there. Like he had one that was talking about fucking Kevin Bacon's cock.
But I didn't. But I looked in that little folder and I didn't see any messages. So I'm like, well, I don't know what the fuck happened to it.
It was probably after I already went through them and I just okayed the ones that were in there. It was him talking about fucking Kevin Bacon's cock, and he posted a link to the picture. And
that might do it, Adrian.
The Mutineer posted one on the fucking Deep End where we were talking about the ghost stuff. He basically said he never believed in ghosts, but the fucking episode creeped him out. It was the one, not the original one, but the one left over with Mac on it. He was talking about.
Was the Adrian Mendoza one? Was it on the Friday the 13th commentary? The one we just did with Josh James?
I don't know.
Let me see. I thought, well, how do you
There's no way to fucking tell YouTube to not do that either. Like, they just automatically, like, for no reason, they'll be like, oh, this one might be spam. You got to review it. And we'll just forget to review them all the time.
I use the producers app. I don't use the regular app most of the time.
It doesn't even show them on there. You got to get on, like,
the regular
browser.
App. Yeah. Okay, or the browser. Okay, so that's the problem. I was going through the producer app and I didn't see any comments, Adrian. So maybe Zach's right. Maybe I'm going to kind of look on it now because maybe I can find it. But let me see. Maybe it's only on. I'm going to find it. I'm going to go on the actual browser, which I never do. It's always weird when I go on the browser. But I felt bad, man, because he was real frustrated and stuff like that. And at first I wasn't sure if he was mad at us. Like, I don't know if he was thinking maybe we were taking it down. That definitely wasn't the case. I mean, look at all the other stuff that you've posted. We're not taking anything down. I told him it's just kind of in vogue for us to do is blame Google. That's what I do now. I just blame Google for everything. And it really is. Google's doing it. Right?
They could, yeah. It depends on what's in there.
Well, I'm going to check it out right now. And actually, you know what? Why not? I'll read a couple of comments. I think it's a good opportunity to do that. But I really want to see what he was trying to say because I want to get the point across for him because I felt bads. But let me see. Zach, tell us a quick anecdote while I get some shit pulled up.
Fucking Parasite, check it out. It was pretty good. I also watched this other movie called One Cut of the Dead. It was on Shudder, and I remember people talking about it. They were basically hyping it up really like a lot, and so I watched that. It's another subtitle movie, and I ended up enjoying it. It was fun. It was one of those movies that like it does a one take thing, but it's more interesting because it's like, oh yeah, this is really low budget, and you can tell like so when there's a mess up, they just kept going and shit. So I never went from like being so like confused by like the beginning of a movie being like, yeah, this is okay, I don't see why it's getting so much praise, to like by the last scene in the movie I was completely won over. It was like, oh yeah, it comes together perfectly. I'd say check it out if you got Shudder.
It's on Shudder?
Mm-hmm.
Cool. I think Shudder's about to add a whole bunch of shit too. I was reading an article where they were talking about all stuff that's going to get added. I'm trying to find, dude. I might be on the new fucking YouTube studio. YouTube is such a piece of shit. Where do you find in the YouTube studio? Where do you find the comments?
I always go to fucking the old one. I always say go to old.
Likely spam. Gotcha. Likely spam. So let me see if I can find you in here, Adrian. And I want to be able to. Well, if you okayed it, it's not showing up.
Yeah, it's probably gone now.
Oh.
But yeah, after I okay it, I don't know if it then goes to like, okay, new comments, or if it just like goes by the date it was originally posted and we won't see it.
Dude.
So I took some screenshots of them just in case they're still old and I can read them.
Oh, you did? Dude, yeah, this is really confusing. Like, it looks like the setup to where it's all the comments, but it's just for one video. Where do I go to because this one guy gave us some likely spam comments on our, MTV Cribs, right? The Jason remake. And it's this guy named Night Driver. I don't even know why I'm giving him any promo. He says, "Stop, you pussies. Y'all fucking suck."
Hell yeah.
And then he in a separate message, he linked his Facebook for his shitty music. And then he called us fucking losers. And then
shit, we should listen to the music and tell him it's fucking garbage.
Well, and then he linked us his Bandcamp for his shitty Night Driver music Bandcamp. So fuck that guy.
Night Driver. The fucking Hoff, man, the Hoff.
It says rapchat.me profile, so he's probably a rapper. He's a wannabe white, gangster.
We should tell him he sucks.
Then he's YouTubing us what I can only assume is a fucking, video of his. Fuck this guy.
Why would we watch that? You just told us we suck.
Fuck this clown. Oh, he's trying to do it for, the people that do listen to us and support us. So fuck that guy. Well, he's spam.
Hey, you guys like shit that sucks. Listen to me. That's basically what he said. Fucking idiot. We're
not fucking Boogie 2988, dude. We're not overwhelmed. We can read all the comments, right? We can go through and make sure you're not. I have a problem with people that solicit bullshit like that. Other than that, you can say whatever you want.
I thought you were gonna say we're not Boogie 2988. We're not gonna suck your dick or something like that. I was like, does he do that? I want to see it. Can I find these videos?
But let me see here. So this is really confusing. How do I find the old fucking shit?
Bottom left. I just click on go to classic.
Oh, there we go. Absolutely. Skip.
And then it always asks me, why are you leaving? And I'm like, because the new one sucks.
It's confusing. There we go. All right. Okay. So community comments. Now, where do you find the comments on this one? For the ones...
they're probably all gone because I approved them.
Well, no, they're not. Because they're not approved. If they're approved, they go to the regular comment section.
Well, I don't know if there's more than their newer ones.
Okay, I got it. Likely spam. We got a whole bunch of them. So, Adrian, I'm determined I'm going to find you here. I'm not going to read Night Driver again. Fuck that motherfucker. Clown shoes. Okay. This one's good. Oh no, this person's promoting some bullshit. Fuck you. Looks like our boy Will Lowry. He commented on his Will and Matt's excellent podcast channel, and let me see. He got flagged for spam.
Me and Mac just did a fucking William Lowry commentary with them. It'll be coming out sometime, baby.
That's cool.
We did Chud 2.
How did that go?
Fucking amazing. Chud 2 is a great film.
I don't know why this got flagged. Maybe it's because you did it through your podcast channel, right? Maybe.
Who knows?
I don't know. And who knows? That's probably why you were doing it. I don't blame you. You know, I've done that before because it's like, oh, who's this? Let me click. But that's probably why I got flagged. But that was a while ago. Let me see. Did I ever read that? Let's see. And then, yeah, you must have approved it because I don't see any more Mendoza shit on here. But I don't know why I didn't approve. There's some shit on here that needs to be approved. Oh, well. Whatever. I don't know why did this guy get flagged for fucking spam when he was giving us praise? Is this what YouTube does? YouTube flags our positive shit? This guy was telling us, you know, he doesn't get why we're not fucking the biggest YouTubers in the world because we're fucking the shit, and he doesn't get it. I don't fucking get it either.
That's what a fucking YouTuber like, because we're blocking them, bitch, and then they delete spam.
I don't know. And he's like, I don't get it. He's like, I don't know. It's fucking ridiculous, man. Why are you guys flagging these people?
YouTube is the Illuminati confirmed hashtag.
Now there's a comment section held for review. I really don't know what that is. That's
another thing. Yeah. It's
okay. I think likely spam is YouTube makes the decision for us, right? It's just like, no, this is likely spam. We're going to make the call.
Even though they're not always spam.
No, I just read one that was sucking our dick. It was filleting us. I'm like, no, it's not spam.
I almost cummed.
The held for review is the ones where I think you would have seen Mendoza's, right? Like where it's like, hey, make the call. Well, anyway, I apologize, guys. So we'll try and check all this stuff more often. I'll make it a habit to pull up the YouTube Studio on the browser when we're doing the commentaries. I just never do that. That's where I should start reading my shit. But let me go ahead and read some stuff. I have no idea where we left off because I think it's been a couple of weeks since we actually recorded together. Let me see here. Fuck. Because we did a Cinema Enema too last time, which... Give me a moment. Zach, say something funny.
Fucking, I'd blow 80 fucking guys to get one shot at Adrian Mendoza. Let them fucking jizz them all down my throat. Like just coat my throat in that fucking semen juice.
Okay. Now, are we gonna... We're back to doing Cinema Enemas on a somewhat regular basis, right? At least monthly. So can we save those comments?
Hell yeah.
We'll save them. We got some Cinema Enema love on the Angel Heart.
We didn't read the comments on the last episode, too. So
I know.
A lot to go through.
But that's okay. We'll have a lot to go through. And I'm totally fine with that. But which, by the way, Zach's got to come up with his choice for the next Cinema Enema.
He told us what it is.
Oh, that's right. You let Mendoza decide. What did he go with?
We'll read it. We'll read it, baby.
Okay, so we're gonna go through the comments. I think that's gonna be found on. Okay, I'm not gonna read the whole comment because I'm gonna save that for Cinema Enema. But on the end of one of the comments, he made his selection, and he said he was honored to be the one to choose for Zach this month, and he chooses Ken Park.
Hell yeah. Fucking Aaron is going to be fucking flabbergasted by the shit in this movie.
Okay, so I'm looking forward to that. Zach, whenever you want to do that, we'll do it whenever you want to, and I'll just let me know and I'll watch it.
I'll put it in the box so you can watch it. I forgot. See, we did fucking Angel Heart last time. He never even reminded me to put it in the box. I watched it on my own time, forgot to even put it in the box. He had to go off memory from seeing it a while back. Fuck boy.
I am going to read Exploited Cinema because we're reading their comments because we post up their backlog of episodes. They're not really on here to read the comments, so we'll read them in their honor. Adrian Mendoza says on the Life Force episode, funny that we mentioned Life Force, he says, another great episode. I love both Invaders from Mars and Life Force. Both are batshit crazy films, and I love J-Dog's smart-ass quips. If only he'd come back and give us some more smart-ass quips.
It's those J-Dog nuts too.
Let's see. And okay, this is great. On our Tales from the Dark Side, I can't tell Which one? See, I'm on the YouTube app, I'm on the YouTube browser now, and now I can't see the full titles of everything, which I can on my phone. The Boogie.
It's the one with what's his name? Fucking Jerry Stiller.
Jerry Stiller. Okay, what's the episode called? You don't know?
It's the one where he plays the radio host guy.
Okay.
I don't remember
So
the name.
we have a listener by the name of Gemini 2012100.
I called him Gemini.
Anyway, he says in all caps, he's yelling.
See that new movie, Gemini Man?
No,
It's got my girl in there.
looks terrible. Who's your girl?
Mary Elizabeth.
Oh, she's in that?
Oh, yeah.
It doesn't look like a very fun movie to me.
I hear it's not good.
Yeah. I'm surprised that Bad Boys movie's doing as well as it is. Will Smith, he's been on it down.
For some reason, I have a fucking guilty pleasure with those movies.
Yeah, I've watched both of them, the first two, once, and they didn't grab me, man. Especially the second one. There's just something about it. I want to watch them again because there's not a lot to pick from in the theaters, in recent times. But actually, right now, there's a few flicks in theaters right now that you wouldn't have to put a gun to my head to go see. Like, it wouldn't be a hard decision. Like, okay, what do you want to see? I want to see Knives Out. I would see Bad Boys 3 just because. How often do we get like a buddy cop action movie? It's like, well, fuck.
You know, they fucked up, though. It's called Bad Boys for Life. That should have been the fourth movie. They should have called this one Bad Boys 3 Life, if anything.
They didn't have any confidence in it, but now they greenlit a fourth one immediately because it was doing well.
Boys.
And then now they should have called it Bad Boys 4.
Change the title for DVD like you did with the Ghostbusters.
Yeah. What was it? Was it Answer the Call? Was it Ghostbusters Answer the Call?
Yeah.
Yeah. Don't even get me started. I'm not even excited about that new Ghostbusters movie, man. It's just whatever.
I never was.
Okay, Gemini, he says, all caps, mind you, he's yelling at us. He says, at what part do you actually talk about the fucking episode with a whole bunch of exclamation points? And Zach just goes at the very end.
Yeah, just to be a fucking smartass, I said, well, yeah, at the very end. Like, yeah, if you wait till the very end, we'll talk about it.
but
and he
didn't get it.
His response.
He didn't get it. He just said, thank you. I was just wondering. Sorry for the profanity.
What if that is a joke? What if he's being ironic, too? He's just like, he's one-upping me, fucking asshole. Gemini, I see your tricks.
Well, no, because Gemini, he commented on another video. He commented on another video on somebody else's comments. He was hopping around the threads. Maybe I'll see him here soon, but he showed up somewhere else. You know what it was? Oh, he commented on the same one. Somebody commented that oh yeah, I wish I could watch this episode. I wish I could find the episode. And he had commented something in the world of, yeah, I don't know why they took it down. Like, we didn't take anything down. We never posted it.
They probably it was probably on YouTube at some point. They always take shit down. The whole series was streaming on Shudder for a while.
Yeah. Anyway, so that's cool. Well, anyway, thanks, Gemini. We appreciate you listening anyway. That's just kind of how we roll, man. We don't always stay on topic of the film. We actually don't a lot of the time, and you just kind of have to like our banter. If you don't, we're not for you, but thanks for giving us a shot. Hopefully you check some more shit out, though.
I'm kind of depressed nobody took us up and gave us a yes or no on whether or not we should change the name of the show to No Talent Hacks or
Low Class Hacks. Did you post that?
Yeah, I said it in the last episode.
I feel like that has to be the name of our now classic episodes when we do BT. It's just low, because that is what it is. It's like when we get a few of us together and we just talk we talk shop. Well, that's local. It's a bunch of low class hacks get together. I almost feel like that's what it is. It should be BTM class, low class hacks, the artist formerly known as BTM Classic. I don't know. Speaking of which, I talked to Riverman. I asked him because, like, hey, it's been a while, man. You want to come on and do a commentary with us? And he said he sounded kind of interested. He's like, oh, let me ask his wife or whatever. And he said, I'll get back to you. And then he said, oh, I don't have a working computer because he has a work computer and his wife has a work computer. He probably found out, yeah, I can't use any of these. And his current Mac has been on the fritz for fucking years. And he's like, oh, I'm going to try and see if my buddy at work can fix my computer. So maybe in a few weeks. So that's not a very definitive answer. We'll get Riverman on whenever we get him on. I don't know. It's too bad. Witch King, he commented on Joker. He says, if you guys are still taking requests, how about Swamp Thing to coincide with the Blu-ray release for the new series? I'll be down.
Swamp Thing. That's a terrible film, but I'll watch it.
Well, didn't one of the Swamp Thing movies have Squeezy Chicks?
Fucking Pauly Shore?
Great Hambino.
No, I don't know.
Yeah, one of them has. Doesn't the sequel have Heather Locklear? Not the first one.
Yeah, the sequel's more like 80s cheese. The first one's really just fucking, it's like a coked out fucking nightmare. Like, you could tell, like, David Hess and Wes Craven were all fucking coked out of their mind while making that movie.
Yeah, so I would not be opposed. We'll add it to the list because we have a few more weeks of doing these requests, so we'll get it narrowed down. I think we got to do Alone in the fucking Dark, unfortunately.
Well, that's going to be amazing.
Yeah.
That's been in our fucking requests for longer than any of them.
Yeah, that's why I feel obligated to do that one next. We almost did it today, but
I wish I remembered who like recommended it. That way we could ask them, like, do you want us to watch it blind, or do you want like me to at least watch it once?
Gosh, I don't know.
At least one of us can like navigate through the plot while we're watching it.
I want to say it's possible it was Gage Thent, but I really don't know. But yeah, let us know.
If you happen to still be listening, they might have stopped. Like, they haven't even fucking watched my movie, fuckers. And just unsubscribe.
Well, we're ready to do it. So if you have any insight or any further requests, let us know, and we'll do our best to accommodate. But we got that one coming up. Blocko69 on Jason X commentary.
Blocko's Modern Life.
He's talking about Blocko69 is commenting on our prospects of the Mac and Zach movie. He goes, "Write that script, boys. Could be a road movie. Maybe there's a falling out between Mac and Zach." That sounds like Dumb and Dumber. We were just talking about that.
Yeah, this is what made me think of it because I was reading the comments.
He says, "Keep making these commentaries, though." Also, I noticed there's private commentaries on here. Anyway, how to access those? I commented. I'm like, I actually don't know what he's talking about. I said
Actually, it's probably whenever he looks in the fucking the playlist. So basically, because Mac and Zach used to be on a different channel, anytime I put like the old episodes on the new on Revival House, I just make the old one private. So I have to go in and delete them, the old versions from the playlist. Otherwise, it'll still say private. So yeah, that's why. It's just it's like a mirror video link of
got it. And that's what he followed up with, because I was asking him that I told him I was curious and let us know. And he says, yeah, it was in the Mac and Zach folder. So so that's what it is, dude. So hopefully that's all squared away now. You are not being deprived of any podcastage. So, but thanks, dude, for the comments there. Let's see. And yeah, Mac and Zach movie, you could do a lot of shit with it. The road movie would be easiest, but I think maybe too easy. It's been done, right? How many times have you had the stoner comedy road movie or the too stupid? Not that you guys are stupid, but you guys are like, it'd be like two stupid dogs on the road.
Two stupid dogs. I was going to say that's a dank show.
Yeah. Ishmael Premier on the Friday the 13th remake we just posted recently. He says, a new commentary? Yes. Also featuring Josh James. Awesome. And that's when I was chiming in saying, yeah, maybe one of these days we'll smoke Riverman out of his hole and whatnot. And he suggested, yeah, Fatal Five-Way, River, Josh, James, Mac, and Zach, and of course Aaron. That's a Dreamcast right there.
No hole will be left untouched.
So that's fucking awesome, man. I'm dying to get Riverman out, man. A Fatal Five-Way could be a fucking hat. Did we do a 5-way one time with everybody? One time?
We had Riverman and Mac on once.
We didn't have Josh on there too?
No.
Okay.
I think we did Riverman and Josh, but never all of us.
Okay. That's a scary combo. Riverman would have no problem just being the guy that stays quiet, because he usually is anyway. Like, where the fuck did Riverman go? Mm-hmm. So we could probably make it work. But yeah, dude, we'll get that going as soon as we can. Carlos Arjan on the Friday the 13th commentary as well. He says, I was looking forward to this. Finally, I got some good shit to listen to while I work on my designs. Keep up the good shit, guys. Also, thanks for putting me onto R-Rated Podcast a while ago. Basically, thanks for turning them onto it. That's awesome, man. I'm glad you like it. And I'm glad you're digging the R-Rated shit too, dude. And let's see here. Yeah, and Carlos says he still has hopes for that Bay Turtles commentary. We're going to get it.
It's coming, baby. It was going to be right now, but we weren't in the good mood to watch it.
Yeah, it's coming. And also, I want to plan that one right. I know we were messaging back and forth on here and stuff like that. So let's try and see what we can do about that. But it's going to happen. But yeah, I don't know. I'm just not feeling that. The movie's not very good, so I really got to be in the fucking zone for it, man. I kind of wish we had more. That's kind of the movie I wish we had a lot of people on for. Mm-hmm. I would love to get Mac on that one. Right? I really would. So yeah, we'll keep you posted on that one, dude. But thank you. And let's see. And yeah, like I'm sure Josh appreciates it, man. Anybody that wants to go over there and check out his channel, I know he's doing a lot of new stuff. He's still doing the R-rated commentary and stuff. But he's doing a lot of videos and stuff. And
I did an R-rated commentary with Josh James recently. Should be going up, baby.
What'd you do?
We did Nightmare on Elm Street 2.
You guys hadn't done that one yet?
He's never done any of the Nightmare on Elm Street movies.
Oh, because I thought, you sure?
Just the ones we did together. We did 3 and 4 back to back on his channel and our channel.
But
and he did Freddy vs. Jason.
So he's done a couple. So you're lying to me because
he said that doesn't count.
Why doesn't that count?
I don't know. You said the same thing whenever we did Freddy vs. Jason. I had to be like, why doesn't it count? And he's like, oh yeah, I guess it does.
Because I was in New York City. I was there in the flesh with Josh, and we recorded it back to back. And one was for, I don't know did we do 3 for our channel and 4 for his, or was it vice versa?
Yeah, it was like that.
Okay. Yeah, dude. So we'll get all that stuff going, and hopefully we have Josh on again sometime in the near future. It had been a while since he'd been on. I know he's been busy, but it was fun. Ishmael Premiere, he also says on Friday the 13th, he says, "Hi, I'm Arnold. Let's go back to my place and pump together."
How would you say no to that? Arnold fucking invites you back for a nightcap. You say yes.
I would.
You can stare at his muscles while he's jacking off.
Hard to Kill podcast, the Hard Target episode, somebody named Amar Lagan, he just says FY, F ellipsis Y. So that means F you, fuck you. Probably
he thought it was going to be the movie.
Probably something to be the movie, which by the way, I guess this is the perfect place to announce this. I don't know how many people were listening to the Hard to Kill podcast, but that is no longer going to be on the Revival House Network. Alex and those boys, I guess. So Josh left the show.
They're moving to what's it called?
What's the network that why can't Horophilia?
Horophilia.
I think hasn't Horophilia talked about closing its doors in the last year? Like, didn't they already set a clock? Like they're officially going to shut down?
I think they found somebody else to take it up.
To take it?
If I remember.
My problem with Horophilia is I feel like they have way too much going on, and therefore you get less recognition.
I don't know.
It's really tough. Like I remember the first time I tried, because when Josh's R-rated commentaries were on there, I had a real hard time finding his commentaries on there.
Oh yeah.
I had to wade through so much, and they don't even give their shows custom thumbnails, so it makes it even harder. And I even want to say, like the name of the show is preceded by like Horophilia Network, whatever, you know what I'm saying? So when you're going through like the app store and you're looking for these episodes, every show has the same Horophilia icon, and they're all, cut off the text by saying Horophilia Network, and you don't really get the full title. So it's like, what the fuck is this? I just didn't think it was a very good format. I'm like, this is fucking a mess, but whatever. Best of luck to them. I was talking to Josh. I think it'd be fun to replace that show with another action, like centric show. So I don't know, Zach, how would you like to put out a casting call for anybody that maybe wants to submit like an idea for an action show to be on our network to replace it?
Go for it, baby.
Yeah, man. Kind of like what we did with this one. Yeah, this one didn't last that long. They weren't doing them that often. I mean, these shows were coming out once every few months. So, we're never going to complain by having more people join the family. But if anybody out there is like a hardcore action person, or you got a couple of friends or whatever that are hardcore action people, and you guys are, podcast savvy, or you have I don't think you have to be professionals necessarily, but I think you should at least have adequate equipment. That's the only thing I would ask. I mean, like, if you guys are newbies or you guys think you guys can do it, dude, hit us up at our email or Facebook or IM. I would say revivalhousenetwork@gmail.com. Just hit us up wherever you think you can get us. We're on social media too, and let us know, and we'll check out your shit, or we'll chat you up or something and see if it's a good fit. But I would fucking love it, man. We need someone to replace that. And even fact, if we wanted to greenlight something like that after talking, maybe, myself or Zach, or, we might come on to help kind of like get you started or something. You know what I mean? But 100% be down. So let us know. We need something action oriented, or for that matter, if you guys have any other ideas for different types of shows, We still need a music-centric podcast. I'm trying to get Pat off his ass to do it. He keeps flirting with the idea of wanting to do it and coming back for it, and then he doesn't. But I'm trying to. But if anybody else wants to talk some music or whatever, maybe that would help Pat come out. But yeah, let us know. We want people to join the family per se, and keep the network robust. But anyway, as far as Amar Lagan, fuck you. I don't know what else to say that, man. Fuck you too, I guess. David Capper, Friday the 13th remake. He says BTM's 2020 rolls on with Josh writing. Pause for Zach's innuendo. Third chair. I like Friday, killer cut, but I'm so friggin' forgiving to remakes. Too much so. To Josh, he says, what's up? It's been a while, and I have to check in on your channel. Josh isn't here to answer that question, but I don't know. He's got a lot of shit going on over there. And he says, Uncle Capper's multiple short story corner. Tale number 1, guitars in space. He says, for a short time, I worked at the Larrivee Guitar Factory here in my small village of Vancouver, Canada. We built a small parlor guitar that Canadian astronaut Chris Hadfield plays in space. This meant that particular model was very popular, and we immediately paused all production and began making a small run of parlor-sized guitars famous from playing Bowie's cover songs in space. One day, the owner of the factory, Johnny Larrivee, who was a very interesting character, and I'll leave it at that. Is that like a ha-ha funny, not ha-ha funny type of thing? Is that what you mean? Came to the workstation and said, really make sure that these guitars look good, because I'm going to give one of them to Mr. Hadfield when he gets back to Earth. Johnny then paused and realized what he had said was the first time he'd ever said that, ever heard it said, without being a figurative reference to some sort of drug trip, in all honesty. He then ran off to the next workstation to repeat the exact same thing. Finn.
That's fucking donk.
I got to read that again. Really make sure that these guitars look good, man, because I'm going to give one of them to Mr. Hadfield when he gets back to Earth. That is fucking weird.
That's amazing.
Tale number 2, he says, entitled Mom Knows Best. For 27 years, my mother worked at a credit union, and almost every day of my youth filled my head with horror stories of people pissing away their money and falling deep into debt. So I grew up taking money it's earning and it's spending pretty seriously. Fast forward to me in the mid-20s, working a shitty paying job fixing pianos and being forced to move back home for financial reasons. And because my roommate at the time turned out to be a coke dealer, but that's a different story. I joined my mother at the kitchen table with my head held low, and I said to her, "Mom, I owe a lot of money on my MasterCard." And in true mom style, lowered her paper and calmly looked over her glasses at me and said, "How much?" I had bought snow tires for my car and a new pair of glasses, I explained, so I was in deep for $980. For me, a lot. I swear to God, this is true. She half snickered at me and muttered something about, "Come back when there's a few more zeros at the end of that number," and went right back to reading her paper. It was her way of saying, "Go home to your mother." And of course I thought, wait, I am home and you are my mother. Within the month, I got a better paying job. That's so funny, man. That's a cool story. But that's good that you were kind of freaking out right over $980 at that age, because I think that's a good indicator that at least you're on the right track. You're thinking about it, because that isn't very much. I mean, I've seen a lot more death than that, man. Dude, I'd kill. Dude, if $980 is all I ever had at any one given time over my head, I'd be a fucking happy man. But anyway, that's a cool story, dude. Tale number 3, he says, a Morales teaser, because he's still got to tell us our Eastside Morales, but he's not going to tell us a story until we put up La Bamba when we do our bio-exploitation month, which I think if we're still doing requests in February, we'll start bio. What do you think? You want to do March bio stuff?
Donk.
Yeah. Anyway, tale, Eastside Morales, a teaser, he says. My Eastside Morales tale involves he and I sitting on a patio in front of a glass table littered with Corona bottles and matching hot white girls in our laps. What? You guys are sitting at that sounds like a Scarface movie or something. You guys are sitting on a glass table, Corona bottles, you guys were getting fucking hammered, and you had matching hot white girls in your laps. Were they twins? Did you guys have a fucking gangbang? What's going on here?
Sounds amazing.
He says, I'll leave it at that for now, but hopefully it'll keep the BTM juices flowing towards the bioexploitation month. D-Crest out, he says. Yeah, that's so fun.
That's our boy D-Crest.
Dude, I can't wait for that fucking story, man. Who knows, man? We'll see. If we run out of... No, we won't run out of I kind of am looking forward to doing the bioexploitation. I want to hear that story, but March at the latest, we'll start that. Mutineer, Friday the 13th as well. He says, it always comes back to old porn stories. Penthouse was actually fairly tame though. Hustler, was the king of sleaze. Sherry was pretty gnarly. I'd forgotten all about Club. You know what? When I was talking about Penthouse, what I meant to say was High Society. High Society Club. High Society was a fucking sleazy magazine, man. But yeah, I guess we do kind of revert to those old stories. I don't know what that says about us. Thanks, Mutineer. We appreciate the hell out of you. Okay, now this is my comment I've been waiting to read, man, because we willed him back into existence. The last couple of podcasts, Zach and I were like, where's Mario and Antoine Evans been? I mean, did they just finally get sick of listening to our same Problem Child 2 commentary over and over and over and over again? And we summoned him because it's back, but now he's back and they've merged, kind of like Station in Bill and Ted 2, right? Because now the screen name is Mario Antoine Evans.
Hell yeah.
They are now one. Anyway, Mario Antoine Evans Station says, Problem Child 2, it's ridiculous, but I can't watch this film. I dreamed this whole film nightmare to when I first watch it through. Okay, I'm sorry. I got to preface. But remember, there's no punctuation in these messages, and I like to read them as they are. There's no periods, none of that stuff. So I'm going to read it as it's written. Problem Child 2, it's ridiculous, but I can't watch this film. I dreamed this whole film nightmare to when I first watched it through the first No Problem, not part 2. I were 8 years old back day when I first saw this movie. I think about let my mic. I try my niece see this film, my little cousin nephew.
Hell yeah. I don't know what the fuck you just said, but hell yeah.
But I like it. No, dude, we appreciate you.
Well, I wanted to say that line from Jane Silent Bob Strike Back when Tracy Morgan, he's like, I don't know what the fuck you just said, little kid, but you special, man, but I didn't remember it quick enough.
Yeah, but you special. No, we appreciate it. We appreciate you messaging and always leaving comments and forever keeping the Problem Child flame alive. We appreciate it. And I'm not trying to take the piss or anything as far as like the no punctuation. He
could also not speak English. It could not be his first language.
I really don't. If I had to guess, they're probably from like Africa or something like that, I think. But I'm not sure. But anyway, whenever I catch like typos and shit, maybe I'll back up and I'll correct it. I know what you're trying to say. Sometimes with these messages, though, I really can't pick them out because it's just like one big blob. But what I think you're saying is ultimately the same thing you've always said. You just couldn't get into Problem Child 2. You liked the first one enough. And it looks like you showed the movie to your niece and maybe your little cousin and your nephew.
See, I'm gonna extend another fucking opening. We need a podcast from this guy, and he's got to fucking give us a commentary for Problem Child 2.
I get jiggy with the shit.
Hell yeah.
Yeah. No. Every week it's just a new commentary for Problem Child 2.
Every week.
A new take. I'd be down, man. Hit us up, Mario and Antoine. I don't know if you guys are two. I don't know. I'm really confused. Is it a station thing? I don't know. Maybe they are one person. They've always been one person, but they used to comment on there was like 3 different names. It'd be like Mario would comment, then Antoine would comment, and then we'd get like another variant of one of them. And now we've got both of them together. So they're the ultimate fan because they've created multiple YouTube accounts just to leave more comments and likes. There's nothing to dislike about that scenario. William Lowry, our boy, Friday the 13th, he also comments, I mentioned this briefly on a commentary Matt and I did for F13 Part 5, but I've always considered Friday the 13th to be the Call of Duty of horror films. The reason being, when you get down to it, it's the same old movie with a different coat of paint. This is why Part 6 will always be my favorite, because it's self-aware of how absurd and repetitive the films are. And Josh, you worked at Playboy. You're either crazy for doing such a thing or a genius. Josh actually replied, and he says, yeah, man, I worked there for a little over 4 years at their Chicago office before it closed.
I was going to bring that up, but we got sidetracked. I was going to be like, man, did you meet Hef? Did you fuck around with the Hef?
Oh, Josh James. He said it was a pretty fun place to work. I doubt he did. I doubt Hugh Hefner left his...
Yeah, he was in the mansion. He was probably at some, like a printing area or something.
Yeah, I don't think he ever made it. Oh, even if like a normal guy would make their rounds, dude, he's an older guy. He doesn't give a shit. I think wasn't his son in charge of a lot of that shit, right?
I don't know.
I don't know. But anyway, lastly, I'm going to read Mendoza, Friday 13th remake. this is where he was showing his frustration. We already went over it, but basically, yeah, he was really upset. And the reason why I felt like you maybe were thinking it was us that did it is because you said you were saddened that your post was erased. That sounded almost personal, and I didn't want it to be that. Hopefully you understand it wasn't us. I think Google threw it in a spam box or something, or held for. I don't really know how it works, but he says it happened multiple times. So. But anyway, yeah, and towards the end of our thread, I was blaming Google or whatever, and Zach, like I said, he clarified it even more on the podcast here. But he said he was sorry for bitching about it, and I'm probably going to delete my original gripe from last night. Dude, don't feel like you got to delete it. It's okay. I'm glad you tell us that stuff because I like to know the inner workings of what YouTube and Google.
Now we know to fucking look more.
Yeah, man. So
fucking spam folder.
If anything, I'm happy you let us know. And you weren't bitching about it. You were airing a grievance. And I do that too. So it's all good in the hood, man. But that's all we're going to have for comments for now. The movie wrapped up while I was reading that stuff. We went through the credits and the bloopers and everything. These movies have really cool bloopers, though, by the way. So I actually dig those. Didn't get to do it.
What do you think of bloopers at the end of a movie? Does it take you out of the movie?
I mean, not if it's a movie like this, it doesn't. I mean, I don't want to see bloopers at Schindler's List.
Yeah.
You know, if it's a comedy, no.
What if like The Shining ended with fucking bloopers and he's yelling at fucking what's her name to fucking look crazier and shit? That'd be dumb.
No, I don't. That would ruin the flick. Hopefully, speaking of that, Dr. Sleep hits streaming fairly soon, and because I'll watch it on streaming. In that movie,
there's a 3-hour version.
You know, I've heard a mixed bag. I would say it's not completely split of people that love it or hate it. I'd say more people were disappointed in it, but there is a large enough group of people that really like it that is hard to ignore to where I want to watch it.
Mm-hmm.
You know, so I don't know if you're going to watch it again once you are able to watch the long version, or I mean, you thought the original version was kind of too long, right? And slow.
I was just underwhelmed by where the story went.
Yeah. So
I didn't think the movie was terrible though.
Oh, so yeah, I look forward to watching that eventually. And hopefully maybe by the next time we record, I will have watched Midsummer. But anyway, that's all I got. Zach, you got any last things you want to add in?
Fucking nope.
Okay. Well, same thing as usual, guys. If you guys are on YouTube or iTunes, I don't know where you guys are at. If you're on YouTube, like, subscribe, hit the notification bell so you see all of our new shows once they pop up. The algorithms and what you guys fucking see, it's all fucked up now, man. So, I mean, unfortunately, it's a necessary evil to hit that notification bell so you get alerted when there's new stuff up there. And if you guys are on there and you, of course, have shared us with everybody, you know, make sure you guys are also checking us out on podcast services. We're on all of them. You guys like Spotify, we're there. Apple Podcast, there. Stitcher, Google Play, we're there. And you might like us better over there. It might be better to go on your walks, your jogs, or to the gym or your commutes to listen to us on that. If you guys don't pay for like YouTube Red or YouTube Music or whatever the fuck service they have, that's what I prefer. But even if you guys like YouTube, go over there and at least leave us ratings, right? 5-star ratings on any one of those formats or platforms, even a little review. That stuff makes us fucking just escalate and go up.
Makes us come.
Well, it just gets us more noticed. And it makes us go up and get more exposure to people that are like-minded, like us and you guys, right? So, and we want to expand the listenership. So that's the biggest thing you guys could do for us. So hopefully you guys do that. We're on social media as well. We're on all social media. Just look up Revival House Network and you're going to find us. Add us on all that stuff. And the last thing I'll say is, yeah, what we were talking about earlier, man. If anybody out there has a pitch or thinks they could handle doing an action-centric podcast or any other ideas for a podcast or something that you guys want to throw away, please message us at revivalhousenetwork@gmail.com. That's your best bet. I would say email us there. That's number one. You can absolutely send IMs, hit us up on Instagram or Facebook. I'm going to be totally transparent. I'm not the best at checking that shit. And I'm going to be honest with you. I don't even know how I feel about answering like IMs. Only because it's like, I feel like if people start IMing you and you get like a chain going, it's just like when you're IMing your family and friends, right, Zach? You don't know where to like cut the conversation off, you know? It's like, okay, I got to go. And I don't know. I don't know if I don't want to like make people feel like they're not being attended to because it's really hard to keep up with so many social medias. So The Gmail, which we have under the videos, are linked. Messages there, 100% we'll see that. But yeah, if you absolutely need to message us on like Facebook or Instagram, Twitter, you can totally do that. Twitter, add us on fucking Twitter, bro. That'll work too. I know Zach's all about the fucking Twitter, so there's a million places we are. Let us know if you have any ideas for podcasts or you want to do something, or if you have an idea or you're interested in the action thing. So let us know. That's all we're going to do. We're going to leave you off there, and we'll be back very soon with another episode. TBD. Bye-bye, puppets.
End of the week at the Revival House. Next month's theme, you gotta figure it out. Italian zombies or Pauly Shore, a slasher with a knife and the girl next door, and 1 second in, get it all queued up and ready, hit play in 3, 2, 1. Bye bye puppets, Zach Pete and a solo cut band. Couldn't miss Cameron's loving, Josh and Scott failed and Riverman's bail. Bye bye puppets. Sounds good, like this country used to.
Fudge, yeah.